Okay, welcome to Back Yourself, BackChat's newest business podcast where we speak to business leaders and entrepreneurs in the space. And this week we've got the lads from Savvywise, Drew and Nitin with us. Boys, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Now we're relaxed. Are we happy? What are we thinking? Because you boys are
this relaxed.
You're accountants first. You've built an accounting system, an AI-based accounting system for accountants. To me, as not an accountant, not really in AI, I think, boy, you're a bit out of your depth here in a podcast studio. So we feeling all right? We feeling relaxed?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, everywhere I go, people are just like, I'm seeing you on LinkedIn all over the place because we're putting up video feeds all the time. So nice. I'm totally fine, but I roped in Nitin to come on board, so he'll be the more nervous one.
So, Drew, you're the CEO, Nitin, you're the COO.
That's right, yes.
Right, okay. And I don't know, let's just start with what we're talking about here. So, Savvywise, give me Savvywise in as short a form as you can. Who wants to answer that? What is it?
AI for tax research.
Great.
And more.
Great. That was short.
Yes.
It's that simple. But we're talking here today when the budget's just come out, bang, so many changes that they're announcing. Savvywise is what accountants need to be able to grind through the work and understand how to respond back to their clients.
Yes.
Because, there's a massive shortage of accountants, not enough of them. If they're to get back to every Australian with all these tax changes, they need AI support, and that's what Savvywise is.
Unreal. So you're both accountants by trade?
Yes. We're both CPAs.
Yeah, both CPAs, yeah.
I've been a previous director of an accounting firm, and Nitin is a CPA from management accounting.
Yeah. My background is management accounting.
Okay.
Yeah. You might want to explain what that is.
So, I have not dealt with, the public practice, but I was accountant for big companies.
I don't even think people know what public practice is.
Okay.
So the tax accountants of the world.
Hey, Drew, you can just sit here and ask the questions. It's good. Yes, exactly. It's good. I like it. So why does the world need AI for tax accountants? Why do we need that?
Because, as I said, there's a shortage of accountants. Right now, my previous firm, they're so inundated with work, we can't even really take on any new clients.
Right. So there's a shortage of workers?
There's a massive shortage of workers. The tax system gets complicated, every single day, more complicated.
Yes.
And the general AIs out there get things wrong a lot of the time. So it's using this technology to assist the profession, assist basically every Australian.
So you've both working away and you see a gap in the market and you think the industry needs this. Is that how it works? Like how did you start Savvywise? Where's the concept come from?
I was on ChatGPT the first week it came out. Asked it about Division 7A. That's a very complicated section of Tax Act. The response, this is pretty neat. And then just started using it in everyday accounting. Waited for AI to go into what we would call as accountants the legacy platform to do tax research. It didn't happen by the start of last year in 2025. I got the itch, fed up waiting for them to do it, went down the rabbit hole of what it takes to build this technology, started to talking with some developer houses around here in Perth about developing it. And then I was just super fortunate to be at Morning Startup. And Augustia, our CTO, never met him before. He sat next to me. I told him what the problem was. We met up for coffee the next day. Within the matter of about 3 weeks, I was resigning as director of an accounting firm to go at this.
How long? How quickly? How quickly was that?
About 3 weeks. So we met at the very end of March. I'd resigned before April was over, finished up at Munro's in July and went bang.
And so is that quick? That feels like a quick turnaround from business concept to meeting your business partner to quitting your job.
Yeah, especially like someone you've never met, hadn't met before whatsoever, and just going, all right, we're going to go at this. And I'm selling houses to fund this. Okay. I've given up a very, very well-paying job as well. And if Ags, my business partner, decides not to do it anymore, I'm basically left there going, oh shit, what do I do?
Okay. Is that scary?
People always ask me, is it scary and stuff, but I don't know. I was just that enthusiastic to get into it. So I would say, no, it's not not scary.
What about you, Nitin? Did you just jump on board 3 weeks, just jump in, see you later?
No, at that stage, I had not joined them. At that stage, they he was still developing the idea. I was asking him a lot of questions. Every weekend we would meet and then I would ask him, okay, how is it going and all. And, the speed with which these guys were going was crazy for me. I'm usually, a risk-averse person a bit. And then I was like, what? I mean, I was excited about the idea, and because how excited he was and how, they were doing things, I was definitely looking at it as like, wow, this is something cool. They're doing something really cool here. But I was not sure if it's just, it's going to work out or not, or is it going to take some shape or not. But these guys went so fast at it. Within a few months, I'm looking at them, I was like, what? You have, this ready? And he already gave me the access. He said, try this out. We have built this. And I, I was one of the first trial people who was trialing it. And to be honest, at the start, I sat at it and thought, okay, what am I going to ask? Right? So I had to first, make up some questions to start asking it. But it was, started answering straight away. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And you guys built it so quickly. And then, he said, yeah, you can get this done. But then, of course, I had my own plans. I had a, management accountant job as well. So I waited another couple of months, and then the things were developing really fast. They were finding their first customers already, and, already doing revenue and things like that. I was like, wow, you guys are at tremendous pace. And then I made up my mind that, yes, I'm going to go and help them and be part of this.
So those that aren't tax accountants are just, listening to this, that are business owners or maybe want to start their own business or where they're at. Talk to me about the challenges early on, Drew, of starting this, like 3 weeks conception to leaving your job, I assume is a challenge. Tell me what's hard about doing it.
Well, so the great thing is, having been an accountant, I know how to set up the companies, bank accounts, all of those mundane things of getting it done. So that really wasn't too difficult for me. At least I didn't have to go out and get tax advice of what to do.
Yes.
The bigger thing was, well, one thing, okay, if I'm financing the business, I've got to make sure the cash is available, which for us was, okay, well, we need to sell some rental properties. And then also from my personal perspective, okay, let's refinance some of this debt to be tax deductible. So that actually was one of the harder processes, at least for me, for the very beginning, was just getting the finances in order. Outside of that, it was just we started to work on the weekends, me and Ags. I have them come down, work at my place to get going on this. Went around, started interviewing people, because they say the best thing you should do when you're starting a business, particularly if it's a startup, is before you build, talk to people who you think you're going to be able to sell to, and validate it at the beginning. Having been an accountant, knowing the problem, I know it quite a bit, but it's, do you have your own bias there? So I just started to meet up with other accountants, having coffees, telling them what's what, and getting real validation that we were on the right track, and basically just saying, all right, once we've got this built and ready for you, can I send it to you? And they said, yeah. There
must be a significant amount of doubt, though. Starting businesses, I don't think is easy, and regardless of what industry you are in, you're always fighting, I think, the inner voice in your head that goes, are we doing the right thing? Are we providing what our customers need, our clients need? Is the concept good? Well, at least it is for me. It's just an internal clock that goes in my head. Do you have that as well? Is that something that happens for you, or it sounds like you're just sort of knocking down barriers and going for it?
I suppose it's there, but not as strong as what maybe some others have, because I know this problem so deeply. I know it's a real issue. I know that firms are paying the legacy platforms tens of thousands of dollars for their product, and I know we can build a better product. So I know the market's there at least to win over, but it doesn't mean that that's easy. Yeah. The hardest thing is actually to dislodge the status quo of what is already there.
How many staff have you guys got working on it at the moment at Savvywise?
Team of about 10.
About 10, yes.
Okay. Is that challenging between the both of you, managing staff, managing workflows, systems, structures? I'm assuming that's you, Nitin?
See, the structures and everything is still getting built. So, 1 week, the way you've operated, the next week it might change.
Right.
So it is a challenge, but then that's the beauty of it, because you're developing it, and everything that you're doing is basically, you see, you've done something. the result is in front of you. If it's a good or bad, do you want to change or not change? Or,
I like it.
How's that happening?
Yeah, you're making it up, right? I don't mean like you're just pretending like whatever, but you are. You're doing it, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, you got to fix it. Is that right?
Exactly. And what I really liked about, and I'm getting more and more comfortable coming on the team is getting basically from Drew and Ags, so we call him Ags, right. These guys are not afraid to make mistakes, and they are not afraid their team to make mistakes. And it's a very famous, I think, quote from Elon Musk: "Make mistakes faster." So I think these guys have that philosophy as well. Okay. And initially, I was a bit scared. Okay, am I doing this right? Doing this wrong? And now they have given me the confidence that even if it's wrong, do it. Do it. And learn from it, and change it.
We have this saying, 70% and ship it.
Yeah,
which is, I think it's from Jeff Bezos of Amazon, which was just don't wait for perfection. If you got it about 70% right, just ship it and then get your user feedback.
Right. Yeah, so exactly.
Yeah, speed is of the essence has always been the thing with Savvywise.
Okay,
I was like, if I'm doing this, we're going 100 miles an hour. we're not waiting for someone else to come in and take the market. We're the ones who are going to take this market.
Okay. And so that market you're talking about, is that just in Australia? And if it is or isn't, is it challenging doing this from Perth on the West Coast?
We are very much focused on Australia at the moment. So Australia spends more than $50 billion just to comply with taxes. Just for you to go to your accountant to get the tax advice.
Yes.
That's even before spending the money on the taxes, actually paying for it. So it's a huge, huge problem. Around the world, it's about 2% of GDP, so it's massive around the world. But we're focused very much just on Australia at the moment. We're following what you're meant to do as a startup is focus on a niche. So that's tax research in Australia. Nail that. Get that incredibly well right. Win the Australian market, and then build a war chest before going international. This is basically what Xero did with cloud accounting, the bookkeeping. They came from New Zealand because New Zealand's just not big enough, into Australia, dislodged the incumbent, won the Australian market, got about 60% market share, listed on the ASX, and then went international.
So a lot of people would know Xero. We use it. I'm sure a lot of people use it for their books and accounting services through bookkeeping, accountants, whatever it is. You guys use Xero as a model to aim towards?
Basically, yeah. We just go, Xero had a successful path. Let's mostly just follow that successful path. And in fact, what's great is there's this stories of the early accountants who got into Xero, not only as users but as investors. They're known as the Xero millionaires.
Right.
So one thing for us is we want to create the Savvywise millionaires.
Right.
The accountants who invested into Savvywise early, and obviously, hopefully we make it to a multi-billion-dollar organisation, and they benefit as well.
Is that where you're going, Nitin? Multi-billion dollars?
Definitely.
Nitin's we got a number for Nitin.
Yes.
Nitin's got, what is it? Your email?
Yeah. So I have this 28. With my email. So when I was making email, that back many years ago, Yahoo. And
now we're talking.
So I was I had Nitin_Arora. That was first and last name. And then I started and it said not available, of course taken. Then next number. It stopped at 28. Okay. And I got 28, right? So it's Nitin_Arora 28 at yahoo.com. So that became my email. And then and this is back in India. I'm a teenager. That's when I did it. And then many years later, I'm in Australia. And the house that I bought, number 28, just happened to be number 28. I was like, wow. And my mind was thinking, I don't know why I had this. I was thinking maybe this house is already meant for me back, I just didn't know it.
Nice.
So that was the thing. So then Drew basically took it. He said, all right, Nitin, 28 million.
Billion.
28 billion for
Nitin's not exiting until we get to $28 billion valuation.
All right. That sounds good to me.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Might invest now, boys. All right, we'd start talking numbers a little bit. So you had a little bit of press coverage through the West, and I've seen a bit of stuff floating around. Turned down VC money at a $2 million valuation. 12 months later, you've got a valuation of $20 million. What's that decision like? I'm assuming, again, I am asking about maybe the harder side of it. I think on paper that's, that's great, good decision. But at the time, $2 million is pretty good. So what's that decision? How does that come about? And was it hard?
Yeah, let me talk through that. So we launched our product in late September, just gave it to accountants. Hey, is this any good? 1 month later, they started paying for it. Like by the end of that first week, we got over 26 grand in sales. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good validation.
Yeah.
I go to Ags and I say, Ags, I'm going to put 25 grand into marketing. Ags he's from India. He's like, 25 grand? I've not even seen that. Yeah, he's just 24 years old. So he's like, are you sure, Drew? Like, we've only got so much in the bank. But luckily for me, I did so much business development work back at Munro. So I knew marketing is a big thing. So we put that in, and then within the matter of a month, we've got over 100 grand in sales. So the key was during this time, we're going around pitching, talking with VCs, and me and Ags were talking, and we're going, look, we want to be in a position of strength where we don't have to take the VC money. Mm-hmm. If the right opportunity comes along, we'll take it. But otherwise, let's try and be in this great utopian world where we don't need to. So we had a VC, give us a term sheet saying $2 million. But the thing was, with VC, to accept it, you got to go through a due diligence process. That's going to drag on for like 2 months. And speed is of the essence for us. We're like, we want to go quickly. And having all these conversations is distracting us from going and talking with our accountants and developing the product they want.
Building the thing, yeah.
So and VCs want preferential terms with their shares. So I basically thought, you know what, I'm pretty sure my network of family, friends, and the accountants who are using the product will be able to get enough money from these people. So I started asking, and sure enough, we decided we're going to go and raise, and we'll raise about 500 grand. We had more interest than that. We had up to 680 grand of interest, and we went, okay, brilliant. Let's take that in, plow it into making the product even better, getting ready for scale, and we went from there. So it's been a bit nerve-wracking going up to, say, the last month, because we got that money and we deployed it and started using it. So the bank account's going down.
Yeah, welcome to small business.
Yeah. And we're in this phase.
You should have put it into your software, boys. Just see what the numbers crunch out at. Like, start business, start losing money. Yeah, you beauty.
And we've got so much interest from accountants, but also at the worst time of year for them.
Yeah.
March, April, May, accountants are so busy. They're getting tax returns done, so, to the point where you're like, you've spoken to accountants, they've literally said,
yeah, speak to me after June. It's like, we like your product, it's really good, but let's have a chat after June.
Yep.
I mean, I really do not have the headspace to make a decision right now, and that's like very common that I would hear when I would call them up. A lot of them have been on trials, and then didn't have even, I think, time to maybe trial it properly. And I would call them, I was like, we can see that you've started the trial, but the chats are so, and like, we really like it. I tested it just to see what it is, but I'll come back to it.
That's ironic, isn't it? Like, given that the platform's designed to save people time, but they're too busy to access the product.
Yeah,
Trust
do
me,
you see the irony there?
Yeah,
Yes.
and that is quite common.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point, though, right?
Yeah.
It's the status quo. Like, people go, oh, Savvywise could probably save me time, but I just don't know exactly. So in the moment, I need it done. So I'll just stick with what I already know, even if it's going to take me longer.
What's the biggest barrier to get to $28 billion? What's the biggest barrier? What will stop you from doing that?
I reckon just running out of cash would be the way at the moment. Like, literally, we know exactly what accountants need. The team is sensational. So I've got full confidence that we can deliver.
Yes.
Even though we've started later than our competitors, we're already ahead of them in terms of product
Why?
and market share.
Why are you ahead of them?
Because of the speed at which we developed and got out there,
right,
and the fact that having the business development background, knowing you've got to spend a good amount of money in marketing and sales. Whereas there's a lot of tech people who build great products, but then they can never get it out. There's no point having something if people don't hear about it.
Yes.
So, for example, we went to Sydney
Yeah.
for the Accounting and Business Expo. We were there, big exhibit next to the big players in our industry. All our competitors are down in the small startup lane, little tiny boxes. And we're in the big area because I know how important it is for having marketing and branding and building from there.
What do you think the biggest barrier is, Nitin?
Well, I think it's the same. It's the same from all the understanding and all the discussions that we've had. It's making sure for me, my job is to be, I think, to make sure that everybody understands it, everybody is on board with it, and because there will be people thinking, this decision of spending that much on marketing and things like that, is it the right decision and stuff like that. So that's where sometimes I feel that I need to be like there and make them understand that there is a reason for this and how well is it turning out. It's turning out really well. How do we get to know this? Anywhere I'm wearing this shirt, it's like, oh, I've seen you somewhere. And even if not even accountants are straight away, oh, you guys are everywhere these days. So and that's opening a lot of doors. That's definitely opening a lot of doors, giving us a lot of recognition. And so our product, maybe it's the best product, unless and until people know about it, it's not going to work. So we are putting it out there.
It's the same with what Xero did.
Yeah.
Xero was, at least in my opinion, was not the best product.
Yes.
But they were sensational at marketing.
Yes. Yeah. So you got to get good at marketing, which you're putting money into, which is great. Your biggest challenge is cash flow. How are you going to fix that then? I'm assuming, just going through my limited knowledge of running a business, you got to sell more and maybe you got to raise more.
Yes.
So
yeah, exactly.
What's the strategy there?
Yeah. So
how do you sell more is my first question.
How do we sell more?
How do you sell more?
Well, what do you think there, Nitin?
Well, selling more is basically, to me, it's been when people actually try it and see, how it works. It's not only the tax research that people, AI for tax research that people have limited knowledge of. People have limited knowledge of AI in general.
Yeah.
Anyway, how it works and what are the basics of it.
Yes.
To be honest, coming and working with Savvywise, my knowledge has gone tenfold. How the whole thing works.
Yes.
You start. So I think as the people will get more comfortable and understand AI a bit more, they'll understand these products as well. So it is hard to make them understand, but I think that's the hurdle we have to cross. We have to educate people, and if we get the education correctly, there's going to be the sales are going to show straight away.
It has been one of our biggest learnings over the last few months is a lot of accountants, we get AI. We understand it's important, but because they're so busy, a lot of people aren't naturally inclined people who just go out and test things.
Yes.
So we've learned, okay, well, we need to handhold accountants through this. So what we're doing is going around Australia doing workshops with accountants, and we get them in the room and we can have two streams going at the same time. The basics of AI, the fundamentals, get them using it. And then those who are more inquisitive, using it already, we can do hackathons where we can basically say, all right, come to the day, you've got a problem. By the end of today, we're going to use AI to solve this. And we don't just do this from a using Savvywise point of view. We do it holistically of using all the AI tools that are out there.
Yeah, cool. That's smart. And then the second question is, how do you raise more money? You turn it down, you're turning down offers. So what's the plan?
So we actually have raised more money. In April, I went to a number of our existing customers and basically said, all right, well, we've got AI for tax research, but the next level is doing AI accounting agents so they can start doing some of the work that happens in accounting firms.
Yes.
So I went to some firms. I said, we don't want to build this in isolation. We want to build it within accounting firms and get direct feedback. So I managed to arrange 3 accounting firms to invest into Savvywise as strategic alliances for us to develop AI accounting agents within those firms.
Okay.
So we raised that. That's more than $250,000, which we've raised at a double the valuation of what it was in February, so 20 million. So that's been another capital injection in. I'm showing them my faith in the business by putting in another 100,000 at that raise. So concluded that, then went to our existing shareholders who then have a right to acquire shares. So they've acquired some more shares. Then we're doing equity crowdfunding.
Yeah.
And
Talk to me about this. This is interesting for people.
yeah, so
What's an equity crowdfund?
that's the ability for a business that isn't listed on the stock exchange to go out to everyone in the general public and say, do you want some shares in our business?
Nice.
The benefit, the way I look at it is, I'm someone, I grew up in Kwinana, right? And so I'm saying everyone's working hard, and I'm thinking over the years, especially when AI companies coming out and they're like multi-billion dollars or whatever, the only people who get into these are the VCs, the wealthy, already wealthy. And like all my mates, you know, we don't come from a wealthy background. Like I want to give Australians like that the opportunity to get into an AI company that hopefully is heading towards multi-billion dollars. Give them that opportunity. So equity crowdfunding is the only way we can do that.
Right.
Because otherwise the law says that we can't go out to anyone on the street and ask them to be a shareholder. You're not allowed to do it. Equity crowdfunding is the only way to do that.
Right.
So they can get in to Savvywise for as little as $500.
So anyone listening to this can own Savvywise.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Even Elbow. He's running a lot of businesses around at the moment.
We've seen Albo AI'd into some images today as well. It's quite amusing.
Yeah.
So the equity crowdfunds are interesting to me because I see these go online and run with different businesses, and you've explained it to me in simple terms, which is good. But I think for people that, yeah, you're right. Like people that maybe don't have the opportunity to go and do this elsewhere, like it does give opportunity for regular people to just go and invest in a business that they might believe in. Is that right?
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Some people want to
That's
have a
pretty
punt.
much it. Yeah.
Right? I did equity crowdfunding into some cryptocurrency companies like 10 years ago. And just what I put in, I think it was about a couple of grand into one of them. And it's worth about 100 grand now.
Decent return on investment.
Yeah. We won't talk about the few that I missed, but that 100 grand well and truly covered that.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, people like to take a bit of a punt, and then hopefully people see us and go, yeah, let's back this in. This is a company from Perth.
Yeah.
Let's back him in.
Yeah, talk to me about the origins. So you're in Perth, Western Australia. I asked before if you thought that was a challenge. Like, do you think being in WA is a challenge for what you're doing? Nitin, do you?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's a challenge. You know, it's such a connected world, you know, and we are using technology for everything, really. I do not think that's a challenge at all.
You got other guys in the space in Western Australia, startups, especially in AI and software, doing similar things. So is there a community of people doing it, or you feel like you're a bit out on your own?
No, there's plenty of people. The place where we are at Space Cube, it's a co-working space, and then there are many others like us who are solving different problems. Some with AI, some with not AI, but they're all, you know, developing different things. And it is great. They do events, and it's such a good community, and so good to like. What I found really good was everybody is there to tell you something. And you can go out and ask anybody a question. They're more than happy to help you. They support each other a lot, and I really like that environment.
So you both come from pretty stable jobs,
Yeah.
I would say, and in an industry that it's probably quite common to go through uni, get a degree, work your way up through an accounting firm. Maybe you flip firms, but you're doing the same job somewhere else, and then you retire and you're 60 years old, and that's your your work life. So looking at what you've done, walking away not only from, you know, stable jobs into a startup, into AI, which is a little bit, you know, a lot of people are like, what's going on here? What's that feel like? Like, keen to think like more of the personal side of it. Do you feel like that's, you know, risky? Do you feel like you've gone against maybe where you thought you'd be going growing up and getting a degree, or do you feel like it's where you're meant to be?
Yeah, mine's an interesting one where I know my wife would be like, oh, couldn't you have done this in like 10 years' time?
Yeah.
Because, the trajectory I was on, it was like, okay, well, within 10 years, we'd have ample amount of money we could retire early if we wanted to. But I just saw this opportunity and went, I'm not missing this one. Like, I've always wanted to go and do something entrepreneurial. That's in fact why I became an accountant, was I thought, what's a better education of knowing how to run a business than being an accountant to all these other businesses?
Yes.
So, we've got a young family, so it was like, okay, probably not the best time, but this one was just, I seen this opportunity, I went, I'm going for this.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. I think, look, Drew has given me a lot of confidence as well. So I've known him for 8 years, and we've had many discussions and many things, and I've looked up to him, being how switched on he was about what's going on around and the depth of knowledge he had about things. So that was a very big tick for me, that I'm going with the right person. The other thing was, look, back home in India, my dad owned a business. He passed away, more than 10 years ago now. So, and I've seen the whole thing. He has, built it from the scratch, done really well, and I want to make him proud as well.
Yeah,
it's somewhere, that little kid, so of course, you need the stability coming from there. You feel like a lot of people who are local get a massive head start from you, in doing things. So I reached a stage where I was, of course, stable, house and family and everything. But that itch doesn't go. So there was always there. And when, Drew started this with Ags, and I thought, look, you're not going to get these opportunities again and again in life. You got to take a chance. So, that was my reason joining them. So
we were already talking about just going off and doing an accounting firm together.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah.
For something like that.
Yeah.
I always tell the story of in year 7, you're graduating from primary school, and they're, what do you want to be when you grow older? And my thing was a millionaire. So I always wanted to be successful.
That's good.
And then the other thing that drives me is I hate taxes. And I want to reduce that burden that you face as a business owner as much as possible.
Yeah.
I could do that when I was an accountant, but only to so many people. With this, I can have a far more profound impact. Why do I want to reduce the compliance burden? Because businesses are what bring everything that's great to this world. Great service, great products, great innovations. Support these people. And for whatever reason, accounting's been the thing that I can really do well. So I just figure, let's just reduce that burden so the great people who do all these innovations can do what they need to do.
Let's just stay with that, because the federal budget is just out, and there's been little to no help for small business, and really across the country is starting to see a lot of people speak about it. So Savvywise and yourselves, you think you can really help small business by helping accounting firms? Like, that helps them offset the cost? Is that it? Like, how do you help small business?
Yeah,
because the federal government can't do it.
Yeah,
Don't get into it.
Yeah.
Let me be the one fucking sledging off. But how can you guys help? Like, is that how you reduce costs for accounting firms, which then doesn't get passed on to small business? Is that right?
Yeah, that's one big thing. Yeah, just being able for accountants to be able to get back to their clients, because they're that busy, it takes a while. So AI can assist with that.
Yeah.
Because AI can do it quicker, it can be more affordable. And accountants want to do all this extra work, but they've got all this compliance burden. Like, we had a list mile long to help our clients back at my previous firm, and it would continue to stay that long because no one ever had the time to do that. But if we had the time to do that as accountants, we can give so much extra value to business owners so they can make the right decisions.
Yes.
So many accountants got into being accountants not to do tax compliance, but to actually be a business advisor to help them make future projections, not just be a historian of
crunch
the past.
numbers and not just be spitting out like a robot, basically.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
and that's had been the feedback as well from the customers as well. They like, if that saves me time, then I can do more work that I enjoy than this. So that's straight away. And that more work, what they enjoy is actually business advisory, actually coaching people, helping people make the right decisions in their businesses.
So I'm keen to stay on the entrepreneurial spirit for both of you. You speak about your old man, Nitin. So you really put that down to your upbringing and seeing him run his own business, and now you sort of want to do it yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I idealized him a lot. He was my hero. Yeah. And I think it's just ingrained in me growing up. looking up to him and seeing how he was doing. I was very close to him. So, and I think I just had it in me that, I'm going to end up doing this someday. I have done little bits here and there, which haven't they've not big successes, but I did them on the side anyway. So I always had a little bit of side hustle, even, doing my accounting slightly. But this time I took a proper step. Okay, I'm going to do this full time and do it seriously.
Yeah. And what about you, mate? Like you're speaking about Drew, being from Kwinana, being able to do stuff and start with your mates. Like where's it come from you in terms of your drive to not just be an accountant, but do something more than that?
I remember when I was a teenager, couldn't have my own credit card. We were all going out skateboarding, and then someone started importing skateboards and selling them. So I went online, found somewhere, used my mum's credit card to buy the skateboards, get them in, started selling them to the mates on the eBay. Had to work out how to declare it in the tax return as well.
I was going to say, when did you chat to mum about stealing money from her? Because that's what you did.
No, I would have asked for permission, mate. I would have asked for permission.
Yeah, that's good.
But I think because I had to call them up to give them the number, they would have been like, just heard a young guy on the other end going, what is going on here?
Well, do you think about that a bit, that you've both clearly started as young men, wanting to, you might not know when you're younger that you want to run business, but you want to, what do you want to do? You want to do something maybe, not just for yourself, or you want to sort of, you want to grow something, you want to attack something, you want to design it. Have you thought about that it starts a lot younger than what you are now? Yeah,
I've always wanted to build something, and then there's a point early in your career, at least from my perspective, was more selfish looking. You're like, I've got to build some wealth to buy a house and things like that. But then I got further enough in my career where financially I was relatively comfortable. And then I start thinking about, how can I give back to my team members who are going through their early career? And I don't know, my experience is, okay, same with Savvywise right now.
Yeah.
It's as much about building up everyone's skill set at Savvywise and giving back also to the Perth ecosystem.
Yeah, that's true. And for me, look, obviously I'm Indian face, right? So I think I would, for me, I think there is a bit of responsibility. Wherever I go, I'm actually carrying my background as well. So if I do something good, right, and that's going to inspire a lot of people, right? And I am a bit of a history nerd as well.
Oh, yeah?
And so
a lot.
And it actually goes a lot to, the reason for that is when you leave your, home where, everything sort of, this is the way world is, to go to a place where world is not like that. It's completely different. You then sort of try to understand things a bit more. Okay. So that got me even more into history, to know where I'm from. And then I found really good things. And then, it became my pigeonhole. So I kept going. So, and then also it's given me a sense of belongingness and, okay, where am I from? What's happening? How did this happen? All that, all those questions, a lot of those got asked and a lot more came up as well. But one thing was for sure, that I felt that there is, a heritage, a very big heritage, and I am representing that heritage wherever I'm going. So I'll have to be mindful of that. So I do think that if I'm able to, achieve something good and have, a positive motivation to everybody else, it's not that, Indians all over the world have proven great things, but I also want to be, one of those people in my capacity, whatever I can.
So when did you move here from India?
2008.
Right.
2008. I came here as a student.
Yes.
And first I went to Melbourne. 5.5 years I lived in Melbourne. Then I moved to Perth, I think 2013 for work.
Yes.
And then I've stayed here. And I love Perth.
You've got to ask the obvious question around cricket. I mean, we're at the BackChat studios here. So when you're watching cricket, have you got a soft spot for Australia, or are you just like, look, I'm Indian and I'm these are my guys?
Look, if so this is how I can answer. If India and Australia are playing against each other, India, of course.
Yeah, you got it. You can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to. That's good. But,
but
Australia's playing anyone else?
definitely, I would go for Australia. Definitely.
I like that a lot.
Yes, definitely. This is my home now.
Yeah, great. Yeah, well done, mate. That's really super cool. I really like that. I'm assuming you're going for Australia? I'm assuming, Drew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Good. Yeah. No one else. What about if India's playing someone? Can you go for India?
Oh, for sure. Yes. My wife was actually born in India.
Right.
Yeah. And
well, you're still doing the other way around, surely. If India's playing someone else, then you're going for India, surely.
But I can say his wife is more Australian than him.
That's a good effort if he's from Kwinana, I've got to be honest. You find some Aussies there. That's proper Australia there. It's really cool, boys. I do like to sort of hear about the personal side as well, like growing up and what you wanted to be. Like, you said you want to be a millionaire, Drew. That's good. I mean, that's a goal. But, growing up in Kwinana, that's probably, having a laugh, and there's people around the country probably listening to this, like, Kwinana is probably notoriously underprivileged in a way. It's not a fancy area, Kwinana, pretty working class.
Yes.
So having those goals probably has something of like you wanted to be something bigger than what you were, maybe. I don't know. Taking words out of your mouth. Is that right?
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
And they're actually having a careers day in a couple of weeks, and looking forward to going down to
Kwinana Senior High, or
I was at Kwinana Senior High, but it's not there anymore. So it's Gilmore College these days.
Unreal. That sounds fancy.
Yeah, it does sound fancy, but we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it's good.
But like another motivator from right now is there's this over in Silicon Valley in America where there's been all these startups.
Yeah.
There's something known as the PayPal mafia, which are the people who started PayPal, and Elon Musk is one of them, who exited, made millions, and then basically reinvested into that ecosystem. That's why it's become so huge.
Right.
Our goal is to basically create the Savvywise mafia here in Perth. Hopefully get Savvywise to be that large, get a good populace of us who have become millionaires, and then we can reinvest into the next startups. And because you love Perth, I love Perth, Ags loves Perth.
Yeah.
So how quickly can that happen? You got all these big goals and big ambition. How quick, you say that you want speed to be the thing that drives you, how quick do you want all this to go?
I think that could be achievable in 5 years.
Yeah.
And I say that because
28 billion? No, just millions.
No, it's possible because there's in the AI legal space, there's two massive companies now. Harvey, already valued at 15 billion Australian dollars.
Yes.
4 years old. There's Legora, $7.5 billion.
Yes.
3 years old. So there is the opportunity because of how fast AI can impact and disrupt things to actually build something that's massive.
Right. And when's this equity crowdfunding thing happening?
It's happening right now.
Right.
So it works through this. There's an expression of period stage, which is open now.
Yeah.
Close.
Put it in simple terms for me as well, though, mate. I
yeah.
don't know the big technical spiel here.
So basically, right now, you can go to the on market page, which is the platform we're using to raise, register for it. You got until May the 25th to register. You can only say express your interest at the moment. I want to invest $500, 10 grand, whatever it is.
$50 million.
Yeah, if you want to, go for it. And then on May 26 and 27, everyone who's expressed interest gets first chance, first dibs to actually convert that into actual, I make my investment. And then it opens to the public for another couple of weeks. But if it sells out in that first period, everyone else misses out. So we're 10 days in as we record this. We looked this morning, the amount of money that's been expressed as interest is the same amount that we're raising.
Yeah.
So it's looking pretty good that we're going to sell out quite quickly.
All right. Unreal. That's exciting.
It is very exciting. Yeah.
Do you get to look at that outside the business and go from a personal point of view that, you've left your jobs, you've started a startup, you've got, you've executed sales. Like 4 out of 5 businesses fail in Australia. Not only don't make money, but they fail and they are gone. Mm-hmm. Do you get an opportunity to go, it's pretty cool what we've built so far, rather than looking to the future? Get to sit in this moment and go, it's actually pretty exciting what we're building here?
I get it all the time.
Yeah.
I get it all the time. This sitting here in this room, I would have never got this opportunity. You know, so I feel it all the time, and I keep telling Drew about this. Like, wow, are we doing this already? I mean, you know, that I would not have got the opportunity to come and sit here. So this is one example, which is, you know, I'm living right now. There are many more examples. I have met some really talented, intelligent, you know, high, you know, ranked people in their fields, which I felt like, wow, what an opportunity to meet a person like that and, you know, have a conversation with them. And I feel like what we've built is so like to a level where these people are interested in us. So, you know, we've got their attention. So that's, you know, every day I feel it.
Unreal. Drew?
So that happened literally last night. I was at CPA Australia's 140th anniversary. So it's one of the professional bodies for accountants. I stood up. Who comes and talks to me? The chair of CPA Australia. He comes to me to talk about Savvywise and go, oh, I love what you're doing and everything like that.
Cool.
So that's pretty awesome that you're getting these big figures, which normally you'd be like, oh, can I please meet you? And they're coming.
Very similar thing happening here, boys. We had Luke McFarlane on the podcast. Big Freo fan, Ronan, our producer. Got to meet Luke, right? So he's followed him all his whole life. Looked up to Luke McFarlane forever. Finished the pod, all done. Luke texted him, said, mate, thanks very much. Said, actually, my younger daughter's a big fan of what you do on social media. Can I have a video from you, Ronan, to send to me?
Yeah.
So Ronan is sending his hero, Luke McFarlane, a video going, whatever happens over on social media over there. But it's a bit of a pinch me moment, right? Like it's a bit of a like, oh, wow, like we're actually talking to the big dogs now. Like Ronan talking to Luke McFarlane, you talking to the head of the CPA. How bloody good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, really good. Just to finish, boys, I like to think about where you come from a little bit. We heard a bit about your stories, and I wondered, sort of knowing what you know now about business and where you're sitting and everything you've gone through in your lives, what would you tell your younger self? It might be, 6-7-year-old, might be your teenage self. What advice would you give yourself if you knew what you know now? What would you tell yourself?
That's a tough
Good
one.
question.
What you think about it, I know exactly.
Great.
Okay.
What would you
Mine
say?
is go out and network with people.
Right.
Meet them, chat with them. Every meeting is important. Like, try not to say no to meeting people, and just be consistent at that. It can really open doors. You never know who you're going to meet, and it might not be something that happens then. It might be like 10 years later, but these things compound over time.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
No, I would say to my younger self, don't be scared. Do it. Just do it. You will make mistakes. Accept them. Mistake happened. Do it again. Different way, of course, so that the mistake doesn't repeat. But do it again. Keep trying. So where I am to right now to where I've come from, I do feel like anything is possible. So and because it's not even in your imagination at that stage that what can happen. You don't know what you don't know, kind of thing.
Love it. And just remember, boys, you got to back yourself. So that is why we do what we do here at BackChat. Appreciate you both coming in. Good luck with Savvywise.
Yep.
I'm just waiting for the $28 billion, and then you can. What are you going to do? You're going to keep your email the same, or once you've done the 28, you get to change it.
I have kept the 28, so of course then it became older. Then Gmail came in, and and then iCloud emails came in, all that stuff. I've kept the 28 going.
I've still got a Hotmail email. I've got my name and then Hotmail, so I'm going to keep that forever. I think. Perfect. Boys, good luck. Rooting for you, and we'll put some details below in how people can get involved if they like what you're doing, especially tax accountants. But as I think as you're going to evolve the business as well, individual tax stuff as well, right? So that's probably next frontier for you. But sounds like you've got a lot of work to do, a lot of work to be done, and appreciate you coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
There we go. That's Back Yourself with the boys from Savvywise. Go and check them out. Doing some big things here in Perth, Western Australia. Thanks for joining us.